So after opening up your VS Code, you need to just go up on this side, just go on the right and right click as you usually would to create a folder. You can just name your project wherever you like. You can just name this TS tutorial, so just a folder, and we just move it over into the VS Code here. So now you can see that we have the empty project here showing TS tutorial. So now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead to initialize our project and install TypeScript. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our terminal. So I'll type Windows R CMD. That's the shortcut to go over to your terminal. So I would hit enter, and because this is in our desktop, I'll go right here and type cd desktop. It could be in downloads, it could be in wherever, but you just need to like specify where exactly you created the folder. So that's that, and you can find it here. So now that it's in the desktop, you just go over and type cd the project title, but the small letter or the capital letter doesn't really matter. So you could just go type TS tutorial, yep, and that's it. So now we're into the project and we're inside. So as you can see, there's nothing here yet. So unlike JavaScript where you would just go over here and start creating your files and just type in, we would first need to like install TypeScript. But just before we install TypeScript, we would initialize our project, and we'll do that by simply typing npm init-y, and yep, you can see that it has created the package.json file. And let me click on it, and this is this file here. So what does this file do? So basically it's a file that we usually create at the beginning of our project. What it does is that it helps to like manage dependencies and like project configurations basically. So that's that. So this is a usual thing. It has like nothing to do with TypeScript per se. So now let me go over to to run the main command and all of that. So move this over. So over here to install TypeScript, it's very easy. You just type npm install TypeScript, then -- save -dev. Now could I just typed npm install TypeScript, and the problem with doing that is that TypeScript is a development tool, so it's only used in development, not in production. So it just helps you to like like a developer tool basically. It just helps you to like check your types, to help you know that your types are safe. So it's just basically like a helper, it's a compiler basically. So yeah, so anytime you're installing, you need to do npm install TypeScript -- save -dev. So it saves it as a developer too basically, and that's that. So we'll run this, and boom, so that's done. And now the next thing that we're going to do is, you can see after typing that, you can see over here that it's created this for us basically, and that's that. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to type npx tsc -init, and I would hit enter. So once I hit enter, is going to create a tsconfig.json file. And what does this do here? So this is basically a file. Let me click on here to open it. It's basically a file that you can use to configure your TypeScript. It's just basically settings for your TypeScript. So you could do whatever you want here. You can, not make it strict, but always always, I just said always. I don't know what that means, but always I usually leave it on true. So strict should be true. It's the recommended thing, like they already put here. And that's that. And now that we've created this, just remember, let me just go over everything again. The first thing that we did was to go over to create a folder here. So after that, we moved it into our VS Code. That's the step one. Then step two was to go to the path of the folder, which we did here. Then after going to the path, the next thing we did was, which is the step three, was to run npm init-y. So that was this folder that creates this folder called package.json, which basically, like I said, is a file that helps us to, I don't know if I said folder or file, but it's a file that helps us to manage dependencies and project configurations. So that's that. So that's step three here. Then step four is going over here to install the TypeScript itself, but as a developer too, basically. Like I said, it's only used in development. So that's step four. You install TypeScript. And after installing TypeScript, what do we do next? The step five, we run npx tsc-init. That's step five, which creates tsconfig.json file, which I said we using configuring your TypeScript. It's basically like your TypeScript settings. Basically, that's just what it does, and you can always configure that. And that's the fifth one. So that's all. Basically, it's just 5 steps. And now that it has been created, all you're gonna do is you're just gonna go over here and create a new file. So we're just gonna go here, create a new file, and what are we gonna do? You can name it anything that you like. I could just call it index.ts. So for every file that you create, unlike JavaScript, you need to, which usually ends with JS, you need to end this one with .ts. So regardless of whatever the name is, just always name it .ts. So it lets the code editor know that, oh, this is a TypeScript file, and that's that. So now that has been created and everything's done, it's basically a total of 5 steps. Like I said earlier, just create your file and you come in here and start writing your code. And check out the next video on how to start writing the codes.